Regardless, I so love, but somehow all this pain is what I harness. I gave my all and got nothing back, don't ask me why I'm heartless. Life is a movie and just playing a part, but the part is less important than the mission, and you can't even hit your targets. That's why cold killers on the scene turn your body to a carcass. Surprise, surprise, I turned out to be more than what would meet the eye. Even I couldn't see the painful blessings in the skies. All they hate and doubt to bring me down just to my own demise. Talking down to me as soon as they see that I'm on the rise. Said I wouldn't make it, I would fail, but oh surprise, surprise. Said they love me and would be here still, but oh surprise, surprise. Pain is killing me.
Thank you guys for joining me on another season of the Not Your Average Success Story platform. Man, I am here at my alma mater, Midland University, with Emmanuel.
Yes, sir.
Emmanuel, thank you so much for being interested in sharing. I think this is going to be dope. He's my first guy, so I'm very excited. If you don't mind, could you introduce yourself, give us your name, where you're from, and an interesting fact?
So Emmanuel, Kate, that's me. Originally, I'm from West Africa, from Togo. I came to the States in 2008, straight to Omaha, and I've been living there since 2019.
Okay.
And then, that's why I transferred here to Midland in 2019, and I've just been on campus since. And then interesting fact about me, I love to dance.
Okay.
That's actually my first talent, is just dancing.
Do you have a specific dance that you go to?
That I like to do. Honestly, I could dance to anything, which is crazy and it's fun, except country. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't learn how to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But just my African style of dancing, that's where it all started with the rhythm. And then when I came here, I saw Michael Jackson, and that's like, I transitioned into that, to Chris Brown.
Okay.
And that's like, I love hip hop. That's like my favorite kind of style.
Dog, so what's the difference? You said, so where are you from again specifically?
From Togo, West Africa.
Togo.
Yeah.
What is the difference? And I know it's a huge difference, but what do you, right now at 9 o'clock in the morning, what are you seeing in Togo that you're not seeing in Fremont?
Like it's 9 o'clock over there.
Yeah.
Because it's like 7 hours apart. So like.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
So basically, like, you got yourself a little sunset, and then instead of seeing concrete and grass, you're just gonna see sand.
Sand.
A bunch of sand.
Okay.
And that's how we travel. I mean, you see some palm trees, coconut trees, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then, basically just a bunch of houses. And the only place you see big buildings is like when you go on the main roads to go to either like the beach or like jobs and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's like 30 minutes from my house.
Okay.
But that's where like the main roads is. But when there's no main road, there's just a bunch of like sand. Yeah, sand and dirt, like stuff like that.
So does it snow there?
Nope.
Rain?
Yeah.
Like, do y'all have like any like hurricanes or?
Well, not when I was there. It was more like it's temporal, so it's like constantly basically like 75 degrees. The only time it'd be hot is like maybe if it's like really dry during the summer, it'd be like 80 degrees, 90 degrees, something like that around there. But it never gets like humid. Like maybe I'm just used to it because I'm from there. But like it's never like suffocating heat like that. And it rains like occasionally.
Wow.
Yeah, now I didn't know about snow till I came here.
Till you came. Oh my goodness. Me too, man. Like I said, coming from Mississippi, coming out here, I think it may have snowed like this much. Like it wasn't even nothing like back at home. And like we was freaking out, but like I came here and it get crazy out here. So if I go to Togo, Togo, right?
Yeah.
What's one recommendation that you would recommend that you have to do if you visit?
Definitely go to the beach. I don't know where you're gonna stay at, like vacation house wise, but that was my favorite place to go. Cause before you get there, you gotta go through a little street. It's got like a bunch of markets where people set up tents. It's not even tents. It's like just like they're like the displays, like their business and stuff like that. They set it along the road, and then you go through that before you get to the beach. So obviously you can buy stuff on the way.
Yeah.
They got good food, a bunch of snacks, like drinks and stuff like that, ice cream. Like,
Okay.
that's where I fell in love with ice cream, was back there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't even know what to call it anymore. I forgot the name, but it's really sweet. And we just have like different like treats and stuff like that. So that's, I recommend going to the beach and just, trying that stuff.
So you heard it here first. If you go to Togo, we don't know where you're going to stay. We don't know where you're going to stay. But you got to visit the beach.
Yeah.
You got to visit the beach.
I mean, they definitely have the vacation houses. I just don't know where they are.
Yeah, okay.
I personally never was around them.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely have like sweet resorts and stuff like that.
That's what's up, bro. Well, shoot, man, we can kind of just jump right into it. Is there something specific that you have had to overcome at some point in your life that you feel comfortable discussing with us today?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where to start. I had to overcome a lot, especially since a kid. And I just keep it, in Africa. Like, as a kid, I had to grow up fast. Like, I lost my mom at like age 1. And then my dad came here at age 2. So I was just there growing up without either one. My dad came here to go to college, to get a degree. And he waited until I was like 8 years old to bring me here. And so that's how I got here, was for him to go to school, get a house, get married, all that kind of stuff, get situated before he could bring me over here. So me being a kid growing up, I didn't really understand none of that or like what it meant. But I got to like age 6 where it's like, dang, okay, well, you ain't got no parents or nothing like that, but I'm in school and I'm doing this and that. And my dad calls me while he was here in the States, just check in on me like every day and stuff like that. I'm like, well, you know what? If my dad could do that, it's gonna be alright. Like, I just gotta accept the fact that this is just how I am. This is my life, So not a lot of 6-year-olds are doing that at that age and like understanding like it's in God's hands. Like, you just gotta accept it and let it go. So that was one thing. But then the other thing, the big thing I had to overcome was after finally meeting my dad was coming here, like to this school, because we had a big argument. I finally got my associates at like 18 years old. Like, not a lot of kids are doing that either. So he's very big on school.
18?
Yeah, either 8.
Dang, so you was grinding.
Oh yeah. That boy was not playing.
Yeah.
That boy was not playing with me. But I got my associates, and then at 19 years old, after that, I was like, hey, Dad, like, I'm ready for my next step. And he wanted me to go to Bellevue, but I wanted to go here, soccer-wise, because Bellevue wasn't, really working with me in my sense. And when I called here, picked up on the first ring, like, come out to a practice, come try out, and then we'll see what we're going to do. These guys were working with me here, so I'm like, Dad, I want to go here, and he just disagreed, and they wanted me to go here. But at the end of the day, I'm 19, I'll be an adult either way soon, so it's like, why not start now? And it's my next step, it's my life anyway. So I made a decision, and I came here, and then immediately there's no support, no contact, nothing. I think that was his way of showing me, you want to be an adult, then you gotta go do it and go through it, and I was okay with it just because like I made a grown-up decision. I had to deal with the consequences, and that's just figuring things out on my own. It was hard, especially at first, because I didn't know what to do. Like, I got a whole bunch of clothes and stuff with me and put it in the dorms. Cool. All right, so what do I do? Like, I didn't have classes or anything like that. Like, I mean, I talk to people just because I'm a people person, so like meeting people, that's not a problem. And I keep to myself anyway, so it's like I really don't have a problem being by myself. It's just, it was big. It was like a big weight on my shoulders when I came here, because I couldn't talk to my family anymore. And it was like that for the next 2 years up until now, where we just barely now started, communicating, as I said. But yeah, that's the biggest thing to overcome, was not being able to speak to my sisters, and not being able to see them like every day, stuff like that. And then just all the pressure and weight of like college life, and all that just hit me once I got here. But yeah, it took time to like adapt, because the soccer team too, that's new people, new coaches, like, new team philosophies, like you gotta get used to that. It took me a whole year before I got comfortable, and I was never comfortable. That was the problem, is that I wasn't comfortable when when I moved here. It's because everything's new and probably stressed out, trying to figure everything out, you know, get used to your environment and stuff like that. That's the biggest thing I had to overcome is change.
So, since your decision, you're very mature, and I'm proud. We were just meeting, but I'm proud to hear that you were able to make a decision that a lot of young men can't make for themselves because they are dependent upon other people's approval. They're not even aware of becoming a man because again, like they're just in this space of I'm gonna take advantage of being taken care of, pretty much. So since your decision to move the way that you moved, what has there been a positive or negative result? Like what has been the result for you since that decision?
Yeah, there's definitely been both. I start with the positive though, because the good thing is I made a lot of connections with a lot of people, and for me, God's always been in my life, and that's the kind of person I am. Whenever I see somebody going through something, if it's similar and I've experienced it, I like to help in that way. You know, if I bring up scripture, I might bring up scripture. If not, then I just bring up the pain and say, hey, I understand, and like just try to help them cope. And I've done that to a lot of people on campus, and some people I didn't even know. And I feel like that was a part of the reason why I came here also, was I felt like God was pointing me in this direction specifically because it just showed me, like, go to Bellevue or Midland, right or left, opportunities here and opportunities there. It don't make sense to go here, there's no opportunities. So I went with this decision over my dad's decision because it just didn't make sense. So I went where I felt like I should have went in my heart. So that was a big part of it, and you know, Catholic school. So I don't know, it just matched my personality a little bit, and so I got to make connections with a few other people like that, and that's something I felt like I brought to the table, especially on the team and just in my friend groups in general, is that you can see, like, I'm always like this. I have no filter. I have nothing to hide. This is, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, that's how I am. So if I see somebody struggle, you go through something, if I can help with words or any way possible, like that's what I do. So that's the good thing about it, is I met a bunch of great people, and I was able to help some people in their lives, and they trusted me enough to do that. And so that's kind of cool, because it's kind of like this. This is what I like to do as well. Occasionally, and it's just good to see people heal, to see them get help and stuff like that. Other than that, I mean, I did grow up, I matured, as you said, and I learned a lot. Like, life is just gonna do that to you. Like, it's gonna make you learn and just force you to adapt. Basically. I grew up, and I'm glad I did, because even though it was painful, you know, there was some down moments, up and down moments. At the end of the day, I could sit back and analyze, wow, like, I came a long way, like, as a person.
Boy, you wise. You how old are you?
22 now.
You are 22 years old. You are well beyond your ages. I'm listening to the words that you're saying and just your thought process, bro. Like, you're in a great space. I know that it may, like you said, feel painful. You may not see, you know, what you're becoming in the now. But again, just this is my first time meeting you, bro, and you are a beautiful person, man, and your personality is shining bright, and you're dope. You're dope. Is there any advice that you can give to someone that may be going through that process of a big decision, that may be going through that process of womanhood, manhood? Essentially, is there any advice that you can give?
Man, that's hard, but the only advice I give is, before making that decision, you know, try to plan ahead. So it's not as stressful before you make that decision. So I tried my best, but things didn't go like according to plan.
Life,
obviously, life happens. But just try your best to have that, so you have some sense of what you want to do, and don't just jump into it blind. And then just be ready, because life is going to hit you after that, and you're going to be forced to grow up. But, you know, it's okay, because at the end of the day, I found out there's other people that could be your support system. You know, even if I didn't have my parents, I ended up finding some good friends that took me in, you know. And not only that, but I live with them now at the football house. There's just certain people on campus be like, that end up becoming your family, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And like the support that you can't find in one way, or the help that you need, God's gonna provide in another way through somebody else. So, you know, don't be scared. Just be ready.
Yeah.
Just be ready.
Yeah.
Before you make a decision, just be ready, be prepared as best as you can be. But don't be scared, and don't be scared to fail either, because in your failures, as long as you learn from them, you know, you get back up, you can become really successful later on in the future. Something might not work in the moment, but in the future, like, you'll get better at it, and then you'll start getting comfortable. For example, just me playing soccer. My first year, I had to adapt, and once I got comfortable, I was getting better, and I kept getting better and better. The more comfortable I got, the better I got, because that's just the environment of sports. And it's just, if I would have gave up my first year and went through all the emotions, which I did, if I would have just gave up right there, I probably wouldn't have played and learned as much as I did about the game. I adapted how I played and thought about the soccer and everything. But that's because I kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing. I'm a senior now, so now I'm like chilling. But you know, there just comes a point where you just gotta make a decision on your own to keep going, or like quit. But just don't stop until you reach the end, and be prepared, be ready, and don't be scared.
Well, dang, man. Honestly, that is a mic drop moment. Like, I don't think I can add anything to that. That's not only sports related, that's life related. The more you just continue to go at it and go at it and go at it, and again, you're gonna get, for example, you know, if you're chopping wood, I like to read. I don't know, do you read?
Occasionally. I'm
gonna have to share a book with you, bro, and it's like, everything you're saying is literally like from this book, but it's called Chop Wood and Carry Water. So I'm gonna just use the analogy of just chopping wood, and you know, you go in there and you're chopping and one day, you know, you're making headway. The next day it don't look like nothing is happening. One day you might get a splinter. One day you might get a bruised shoulder. But if you just keep chopping, one day it might rain. One day it might snow. We in Nebraska. One day it might snow. But again, if you keep chopping, now your hands hurt. You may break a finger. You know what I'm saying? That's life. You know, you can't control that. But you just keep chopping. And one day, bro, you gonna hear that. And that mud don't fall. So everything that you just said, bro, was so wow. Honestly, it's not, you need to write a book. That was so perfectly said, bro.
That's like my senior banquet thing. The most likely to do. They told me I had to write a book. I was like, man, I'm tripping.
Man.
I was like, no.
Man.
I don't know, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, shoot, bro. No, that was super dope. Is there anything else that you would like to drop on us today? First up, my man do music, and he low key cold. So, how did you get into music again?
Honestly, it's a funny story.
You said okay. Go ahead.
Funny story. So my dad is super strict, if y'all can't tell already, but it's not just a part of the culture, it's just like who I am personally. Music is a thing to me. And he wouldn't let me listen to music. He didn't even let me have a phone until I was like senior year in high school. And the way I would occupy myself is I freestyle in my head on my way to school. And I remember everything. Like, I remember the words, everything. That's just how I am. And so I just picked up on it. Middle school, same thing. High school, same thing. It just became a part of me, and then I started writing them down. Once I started writing it down, it was over. Like, I just picked up rapping from then, and then me and my friends would always like freestyle at lunch and stuff like that too. And it's fun for me. Like, it's nothing I do like seriously. It's fun for me, but at the same time, I like writing, and by writing I mean like papers, essays, stuff like that. So I'm sophisticated in a way, and I just put that in music. So I like poetry. That's like really fun for me to do, writing poetry and metaphors, making images with my words. And that's, I don't know, I just picked it up from middle school.
Man, alright, dog. Y'all hearing him here when he blow up. Well, he's gonna blow up for something. Just remember that we highlighted this moment in his career. But well, shoot, bro. If there is nothing else, I appreciate you sacrificing a few moments of your time to come and meet with me. I think that this was super dope. I'm sure that once this is finalized, it's going to touch so many different people, if not your teammates, your family. I think it was very, like I said, just beautifully, it just came together. So thank you again. And if there is nothing else, this is another episode on Not Your Average Success Story platform. And it's crazy, y'all. We on season 8. Boom.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yep.
Damn.